They chained his leg. And he smiled. Imagine being owned by another human being. Your body, your time, even your name. All of it belongs to someone else. You cannot choose where you sleep. You cannot choose what you eat. And the people around you look at you like you are less than a person. Now imagine that same man in that same broken body becoming so free in his mind that emperors would fear him and philosophers would study him for the next 2,000 years. How does a slave become the freest man in Rome? And why did he insist that you, with all your freedom, are more enslaved than he ever was? Hold that question, because the answer is going to rearrange something inside you. His name was Epictetus, and it was not even really his name. The word simply means acquired property. That is how little the world thought of him at the start. He was born into slavery in a distant corner of the Roman Empire, sometime in the 1st century after Christ. He was sold. He was shipped to Rome like cargo, and he ended up in the house of a wealthy, powerful man named Epictetus, who himself had once been a slave and now served in the court of the Emperor Nero. Here's where the story turns dark. There is an account passed down through the centuries that tells us something no one who hears it ever forgets. His master, in a moment of cruelty or carelessness, began to twist Epictetus's leg, slowly, painfully, and Epictetus, calm as still water, simply looked at him and said, "If you keep doing that, you will break it." The master kept twisting. The leg snapped, and Epictetus, without anger, without screaming, said only this, "There, I told you it would break." Now, whether every detail of that story is literally true, we cannot be certain, but the ancients repeated it for a reason, because it captures the impossible thing this man had learned to do. He had found a place inside himself that could not be touched, not by pain, not by a master, not by the opinion of a single soul in Rome. And that is the part almost no one realizes. Epictetus was not numb. He was not pretending it did not hurt. He had discovered something far stranger, a dividing line running straight through the middle of human life that most people never even see. Stay with me, because once you see that line, you cannot unsee it. Let me ask you something. When was the last time someone's opinion ruined your entire day? A cold reply to a message, a look across a room, a comment under something you posted from a person you will never meet and will never think about again. You replayed it. You rehearsed what you should have said. You lay awake building arguments for a courtroom that does not exist. You are free. No one owns your body. No one can legally sell you. And yet, you carry a master with you everywhere you go. The imagined judgment of other people. You wake up and reach for it. You check your phone before you have even had a full breath, asking the same silent question a frightened child asks. Do they still approve of me? Epictetus would have looked at that and felt something close to pity, because he learned in chains the exact thing that you, in comfort, have never been taught. He learned where your power actually begins and where it ends. Here's the line he drew. He said there are only 2 categories of things in all of existence. There are things that are up to us, and there are things that are not up to us. And nearly all human suffering, he said, comes from confusing the two. What is up to you? Your judgments, your choices, your effort, what you decide something means. What is not up to you? Your reputation, your body's fate, the weather, the economy, and, listen closely, the opinions of other people. Their approval is not yours to command. It never was. It lives entirely inside their heads, shaped by their fears, their moods, their bad sleep, their own private wars that have nothing to do with you. So when you hand your happiness to their opinion, you're doing something insane. You are taking the one thing that is fully yours, your inner peace, and chaining it to the one thing you can never control. You are making yourself a slave, voluntarily, every single day. And this is where it gets strange, because Epictetus did not stop at seeing the problem. He built a way out, a precise, repeatable method, 3 steps, a code he taught to Roman senators and desperate young men who came to his tiny school looking for something the world could not give them. But before I give you the first step, you need to understand why it works. And to understand that, we have to go back to the moment everything changed for him. Somehow, This slave was allowed to study philosophy. His master permitted him to attend the lectures of a famous Stoic teacher named Musonius Rufus. And something ignited. Here was a man with nothing, no rights, no property, no future anyone would envy, discovering that the one territory no master could ever conquer was the territory of his own mind. Eventually he was freed, but freedom, in the way you imagine it, is not what saved him. Rome did. Then Rome betrayed him. The Emperor Domitian, paranoid and cruel, grew to hate philosophers because they would not flatter him, so he banished them all. Epictetus, now a free man and a respected teacher, was driven out of the city with nothing. And here is the moment. A lesser man would have been destroyed, exiled, rejected by the most powerful man alive, cast out by the entire society whose approval he could have chased. But Epictetus had already done the inner work. He had already stopped needing Rome to love him. So when Rome threw him out, it took nothing from him because he had never stored his worth there in the first place. He walked to Greece. He opened a school, and students crossed the sea just to sit on the floor and hear him speak. The man they could not break became the man they could not stay away from. So what was the code? Here is the first step. Separate. Before you react to anything, split the moment in two. Ask ruthlessly, what part of this is up to me and what part is not? Someone criticizes your work. The criticism itself, their words, their tone, is not up to you. It already happened. But what you do next, the meaning you assign, the effort you make, that is entirely yours. Epictetus said it is not things that disturb us, but our judgments about things. The event is neutral. Your suffering is added by you. And what you add, you can also remove. The second step is harder. Reclaim. Take back the power you have been giving away. Epictetus taught that when someone insults you, they cannot actually harm you unless you agree with them. Think about that. If a man calls you a fool and you laugh, where is the wound? The sting only lands if some part of you reaches out and grabs it. So he trained his students to stop grabbing. When judgment comes, you let it pass through the air in front of you and you do not pick it up. You say, that is your opinion. It is not up to me, and it does not enter. And here is where modern science quietly bows to a man who died nearly 2,000 years ago. An entire branch of psychology, cognitive behavioral therapy, the most tested talk therapy on earth, is built on his exact insight that between an event and your emotion, there is a thought, a judgment. And if you change the judgment, you change the suffering. Epictetus did not have a laboratory. He had a broken leg and a clear mind. And he was right. Which brings us back to the question we started with. Why did he insist that you, who are free, might be more enslaved than a man in chains? Because chains on the leg only hold the body, but the craving for approval holds the soul. A slave who does not need his master's approval is freer than a king who cannot sleep without applause. You can be rich, admired, followed by millions, and still be owned, because every one of those people holds a little piece of your peace, and you flinch every time one of them frowns. So here is the third step, and this is the one you can use tonight. Rehearse. Epictetus told his students to practice loss and judgment before it arrives in small doses on purpose. So tonight, do this. Think of one person whose opinion secretly rules you. Then finish this sentence out loud if you can. Their approval is not up to me, and I release my need for it. Then do one small thing you have been avoiding, purely out of fear of judgment. Send the message, share the work, wear the thing, say the honest sentence, watch what happens. The imagined disaster does not come, and a small, quiet strength takes root. The same strength that let a slave stare down his master and feel nothing but calm. Do it once, and you will feel the chain loosen. Do it daily, and one morning you will wake up and reach for your phone and realize you no longer need it to tell you who you are. Here is the truth Epictetus paid for with his freedom, his body, and his exile. No one can make you feel small without your permission. Not a master, not a crowd, not the whole city of Rome. The only opinion that has ever run your life is the one you agreed to obey. So stop agreeing. If this reached something in you, sit with it tonight. And if you want more of the wisdom that outlived empires, stay a while. Subscribe and let the next one find you when you need it most.